So much to Henry Flenterson for assisting us back there remotely, but very ably in the video department. The Guardians lost yesterday, didn't they? The whatchamacallums rallied.
Yeah.
San Francisco Giants. It was like bottom of the eighth, and I think it was 5-2 Guardians. They closed that series. So Guardians win 1 of 3 in San Francisco against the Giants. A late rally there put the Giants up 6-5. Tomorrow, the Guardians will be back at home. They're off tonight, but tomorrow night, 7:10 is when you can get your first pitch here on MMS. So right around 6:40 is going to be beginning of your pregame. And we're only looking at a couple of weeks left in the regular season. Last regular season game is Sunday the 1st. So you have about 2.5 weeks left. They got the Royals, Orioles, Reds, and Tigers left to play over the next maybe 20 days or so. And then they will go right into the postseason.
Oh, Alan, actually,
I'm sorry?
They don't get a postseason this year.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was misinformed. There's no way for them to go in. There's no wild card part for them.
No, they're way too far back.
Too far back.
Yeah.
All right.
It would take an absolute... They
An
would have
act
to
of
run the
God.
table,
Mm-hmm.
and the Twins would have to pretty much lose every game.
Which neither team has been doing.
No.
Right. All right, well, there you go. We will be out tomorrow, back live on Monday. So before we get out of here later on, we're going to play a little game with Poundcake.
I'm excited.
We are so enthralled with the way his brain works. Yesterday, I was playing a piece of video for you. Andrew Butts, who I saw left a message on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Andrew Butts was that kid who was on the bank there of the river and just whipped this beer up to a dude that was on a freighter coming down the ship canal there and just nailed it.
Yeah, it's a legendary throw is what I told him.
Legendary throw. Very well done. And Poundcake was surprised that the guy catched it yesterday on the show. Now, sure, slip of the tongue, or brain fart, whatever it is. But we always do like to kind of have a peek inside the way Poundcake's brain works. Should I tell him the game we're going to play? A little teaser for the audience?
No, I
for him?
think
Spring it on him?
we want to spring it on him, yeah.
Well, we'll spring it on him then. Not to spring this on you because I just got the information a couple of days ago, but the Cox Out pregames are back. And, of course, I switched it up completely. For about 7 or 8 seasons, I did it downtown here when the Browns were here at home. This season, I have it's a super great time doing them, a lot of fun, but I said, let's do something a little different. So this time, I'm going out to the Burbs when the Browns are away. So Monday Night Football, the Browns are going to be in Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. I'm going to be set up at around the corner from 7 to 9:30-ish.
Around what corner?
Around the corner, Bill.
Which corner?
The corner.
Yeah, but which corner is the corner?
Around the corner.
Around the corner from where?
From the other side of the corner. Why don't they call it around the bend? That's like a curve there as Detroit goes around from Lakewood into Rocky River.
It's a corner.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's
not a sharp...
it's not a sharp corner. But I would say it's a corner.
Not a 90-degree angle.
It's pretty close.
Okay. Anywho, so the way we're going to do it is I'm going to just kind of go back and forth between 2 locations for the Cox Outs. I'm going to go back and forth between around the corner and the Parma Tavern this season. And, of course, I'll tell you week to week. But our very first one is going to be Monday night. I'll finish the show here. I'll haul ass to Lakewood, and we'll hang out and we'll watch the Browns beat the Steelers, which I think they're probably positioned to do. You know, I lived in Pittsburgh about 8 years, and it was almost a fait accompli that the Steelers were going to run the table. And people in Pittsburgh had gotten so complacent as fans. They were so expected to win all the time. These were the Roethlisberger days, the beginning of the Mike Tomlin era. When I got there, it was still, what's his name? Not Chuck, no, who was the guy? Coach Cowher.
There you go.
Bill Cowher
was
the coach when I went there, and then it became the Mike Tomlin era. But
they've had 3 coaches in the history of that team.
Yeah, Chuck Noll,
3
right? And then
coaches.
Yeah, They were so dominant when I lived there that people just assumed they would win. Those days are kind of over. They're kind of a middling team now.
Well, but Tomlin still has never had a losing season.
No, he's a great coach, but he doesn't have the tools he used to have.
No. They're a little bit rebuilding, but they rebuild while still being somewhat competitive. Their game Sunday was not good.
Nope.
So the Browns have a good chance of getting one in Pittsburgh, but, the Browns are the Browns. So high hopes equal bigger falls,
Well, we're going to see. Either way, we'll do the Cox Outs. I'll tell you week to week. Every time we do one, by the way, we're going to play a couple of games or whatever, but somebody walks out with $300.
That's sweet.
That's the prize for each of the Cox Outs. So Monday at Around the Corner in Lakewood, which is one of my favorite spots in Lakewood. So that's when that's happening.
Oh, you should have just said Around the Corner in Lakewood. Then I wouldn't have known exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said Around the Corner in Lakewood.
Yeah, I just heard Around the Corner.
Oh, no wonder you were so confused.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. You thought that I meant around the corner of the east side here.
Yeah.
Behind us.
Yeah, like there's not.
Oh, boy. Sorry. Didn't mean to take you for a ride like that.
Wish we had like a dive bar around this facility.
Oh, we do.
Which one?
Well, it's a little bit of a walk.
Yeah.
It's whatchamacallit. It's Betty's or Patty's or Betsy's or what's the place down the street? Somebody will tell me.
I kind of wish Moriarty's Pub was still open.
Yeah.
That was the one that I
that was good.
It was right there.
Yeah.
In for a quick pop.
Well, maybe we should open one.
Ooh.
Poundcake, you down to open a dive bar, just the three of us?
Sure.
All right.
What would it be called? What would be the names?
Be called, what would you want to call it?
Trifecta.
ABC.
Yes.
Oh, that's probably taken.
That's probably taken.
That is
darn
taken.
it.
Which one he fit? Because Alan, Bill, Cody. God damn it.
Ah, come on.
All right, then we'll call it Cab. Cody, Alan, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually my initials anyways. So it'd be all about me.
Let's call it A-Cab. I mean, that won't run us. We won't run into any problems there.
All customers are bastards.
All customers are bastards. Becky's is what I'm thinking of. I'm sorry.
Oh, Becky's.
Yep.
Becky's is all the way down
Well,
by
it's
CSU.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. I mean,
that's not.
You mean like around
I mean, like
here, right
I
here.
want 3 blocks from here,
Okay.
tops. Like Ontario Pub.
Because that's closed now,
That's
right?
closed.
Yeah, that sucks. That was a great spot.
I liked. Is Nick's still open? I think
Don't
Nick's
know.
is closed. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's good bars. I'm not saying
there
there's
are,
not.
but
there's
they're a
great
little
bars.
bit more hoity-toity
Yeah,
than we want.
But I want someplace that is just like $3 beers and just
Yep. Like the
cheap.
Harbor Inn, but
Yeah.
down here.
But here, yes.
Yeah. And I know people consider the Harbor Inn downtown. That's not what we're talking about.
No, we want it right. I want it Euclid adjacent is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
The cheapest bar around here is Heinen's.
Yeah.
Walk through the grocery store with a beer.
We could walk to Johnny's.
Johnny's is great. I
It's
love
at the end of the
Johnny's.
street.
That's not too far. Johnny's is good.
Oh. Well, all right. Alan, it's been over 30 years since the Browns were favored over the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
1989, yeah.
Oh, my God. They've had 3 coaches since 1969.
Okay.
Steve is clearing me up here.
Thank you.
Thank
but
you.
still, 3 coaches
Still,
since
yes.
1969.
How many have the Browns had?
They've had 3 coaches. I mean, how many coaches have they had since you've been here?
The Browns have had 3 coaches a season since 1969.
Right.
How many have they had since I came here? When I moved to Cleveland,
There's
Eric
Mangini.
Mangini was the coach of the Browns. That
Yeah.
had to be like 7 or 8 coaches ago.
Yeah, so Browns coaches.
People asking also if Terry the Goat passed away or if the bit just ran its course. No, Terry the Goat has fallen ill. And I heard from Al Marcinek out there in Carlton, Pennsylvania. He hit me up about 2-3 weeks ago. And he said, hey, FYI, Terry is not in great shape.
All right.
And so that's why this season. And frankly, I don't want another piece of livestock doing it. That's kind of her thing. And it feels like it would be disrespectful to pass that off to another one of his stock. So it's Terry has picked NFL seasons for us for about the past 3 or 4.
So here's the coaches since you've been here. This is since 2010 when you got here.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Mangini, who was then fired weeks after you got here.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Shurmur.
Pat Shurmur.
Yeah.
Right.
Rob,
He came from the Eagles or went to the Eagles?
He went. I think he came. I think both.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't remember. Rob Chudzinski.
Yep.
Mike
I
Pettin.
saw him on a flight to, I think, L.A. I saw Chazinski.
Okay. And then we saw Pettin on our way
No,
back.
no, sorry, Mike Pettin.
Yeah, we
was the
saw
guy
Mike Pettin on our way back from Arizona.
There you go.
Because they had the meetings out there. Mike Pettin, then Hugh Jackson, and then Greg Williams, who was just an interim head coach.
Greg Williams.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the guy that was Bountygate in. He was the defensive coordinator.
New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah.
Sean Patton?
Yeah. Peyton.
Okay. Peyton, sorry.
Sean Patton's a comedian. Freddie Kitchens.
Well, he's a lot funnier than the football coach. I
Yes,
know
he
that.
is. Then Kevin Stefanski. So that's a lot, considering the Steelers have had 3 since 1969.
Yeah, pretty impressive. They have announced the finalists for the Toy Hall of Fame.
Ooh, I always love this.
For the, I don't know, I forget what last year's were. The National Toy Hall of Fame has announced the finalists for their 2023 class. So these are the nominees. In much the same way that we'll find out if our own Cody Brown is Cleveland's best sports talker 1 week from today. The National Toy Hall of Fame has announced the nominees. Only 3 will be inducted. There are 12 they've nominated. They'll winnow it down to 3. They chop 9 of them off. They take half of them, and they will reveal those in November. Baseball cards. See, this is what I love when they, and the only reason that I talk about this when it happens is because some of the choices are positively demented. Like last year or the year before, one of the nominees was sand. Remember that?
I remember that.
So it runs the gamut from modern toys, but then they go all the way back and they have to do like cup and ball.
Mm-hmm.
Sand was
Wind. Next year, kite is a lock.
That's right. So I don't even know if sand got in. Baseball cards, Battleship. I last played Battleship to give people tickets for Captain Fun's Floating Fandango. I wanted a nautical-themed game. So much fun. But I was surprised at how many people had no clue how to play Battleship. That made me feel a little old. Bingo is one of the finalists. Bop It. Remember Bop It?
Oh, yeah, bop it. Twist it. Pull it.
Oh, God, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you did.
Shut up.
What?
That's
You're
where he
just
first.
very hands-on.
Yes,
it wasn't like a
that's where he first learned his moves.
Yeah.
He got to practice on the Bop It.
pull it again. Pull it harder.
Mm-hmm. Cabbage Patch
Get
Kids.
your mouth off it.
Connect 4.
I love Connect 4. I'm very good at Connect 4.
You ever been, I was at a hotel one time that had the giant Connect 4.
Yeah, those are fun.
It's got a friggin' library ladder on
It's
it. I'm
just
like,
so loud, though.
yeah, you're dropping like garbage can lids
Yeah.
into the thing.
Like,
Yeah.
You can play drunk at 2 a.m. Like, all right, guys, we got to clear the lobby.
I have to reiterate. I'm very good at beating my kids at Connect 4.
Mm-hmm.
That was,
And even that gets harder to do the older they get.
yeah. I have
My
some
7-year-old
strategies,
beat me
though.
in tic-tac-toe the other day.
Ooh, that feels.
Ken, Mattel's Ken doll. I would imagine that was probably a no-brainer with the Barbie movie being a $1 billion+ earner. And Choose Your Own Adventure books. I lived for those books when I was a kid. Choose Your Own Adventure? Holy cow. Little Tykes Cozy Coop, Nerf Toys, Slime, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are your dozen finalists for the National Toy Hall of Fame. They will pick only 3. I bet they'll pick Ken, baseball cards, and Nerf toys. Those would be my picks.
They did a Choose Your Own Adventure Black Mirror episode a few years ago. It was a movie.
Bandersnatch.
And it was overall kind of okay, but I think they made it too self-aware. And I wish it would have just been like we were almost a character in it. I wish it would have been just like you go this way or you don't. And then they tried a series with what's his face, Bear Grylls,
Mm-hmm.
where you would choose your own adventure. I like stuff like that. It's fun, and then you don't have to read either. So that's
Well, the original series started when I was in like the 3rd grade. And they've rebooted it like over the years, but those original, now if you go on eBay and you find somebody that has the original collection, they're like $500.
Oh, really?
Like the Cave of Time and
What's it called? Cave Time?
huh?
Choose your own adventure. Cave Time.
The Cave of Time
Yeah,
is what it was
Cave
called.
Time.
Yeah, Cave Time.
Safe in time.
And there was Deadwood City, and God, I just loved those books. I could not.
I don't
get
think I
enough
ever
of them.
actually read one all the way through.
Loved them.
I
Never read one all the way through. They're like 40 pages.
I know, but you get to the part where you choose your adventure, and I'm like, my adventure's not reading.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to skip to the end and see which one doesn't kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would they kill you?
Oh, yeah. You were dead.
Mm.
Or you fell off a cliff, or yeah. Because it was created for like, it was created for like preteen kids. So it gave you like this little, it helped you enjoyed reading more, theoretically. And there was like a little danger to it. There were no kids' books where you possibly died at the end. There were no kids' books in the first person
Right.
that you were kind of reading through. And so, yeah, I loved those. And those are one of the nominees for the Toy Hall of Fame this year. But over the years, they've kind of rebooted them a little bit. But obviously, I'm whatever nostalgia I have is for those original ones. They were like the original interactive entertainment, were the choose your own adventure books. And yeah, some people cheated and they went, you flip to the end of Sugarcane Island and figure out, but your code name is Jonah was a great one. And they're just great, great books. Awesome. Yeah, if you go on Amazon or eBay, you can find individual books of those original series. They're like $60 used. Very
the
expensive.
originals, yeah.
The originals, yeah. Like they did a Stranger Things version.
I was gonna say,
they've tried. Yeah,
See that's only $10.
no, but the original ones, Third Planet from Altair and all those. I'm sure I have mine in my parents'
Here's the
basement.
whole
somewhere.
enchilada. 40 books, $260.
There you go. I may buy that. To check out my parents' basement first.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take a break here. I'll have those Glorious Sons tickets for you. They're on the Glory Tour with a band called the Velveteers. If you're into them, they're the support there. It's going to happen next Wednesday night, the 20th, at the House of Blues, and I'll have those for you coming back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app